Happy Time Zone, City Bird, Haven the Raven, and welcome to Code Vein Jack Only. As you can see, I'm actually on... Alright, we're gonna swap our partner to Jack first and foremost. I am actually on a casual play it through that I did. And this is... this was mostly to make it go faster. Before we actually hop into it, I am going to go to the depths real quick. Because I want to test something. So, I haven't decided if I want to do regular new game or new game plus. So, we're going to see... Or, well... regular new game, but in a state of new game plus. Or new game plus in a difficulty state of regular new game. You know. Okay, that's how that works. We're gonna swap that. Because there's no point.
That's a good idea. Stay focused. You're ready.
Alright, Jack. Yeah, okay, companions... Okay.
Take this.
He's not doing terribly, I suppose. But this is certainly... This is kind of what I can look forward to. I'm pretty sure companions scale based on area. Because this is roughly the same amount of damage Jack would be doing against late game enemies.
Looks like it's finished.
Okay then, I'm gonna put on a Asclepius. Where's the Asclepius? I know I went, there it is. I know I went and grabbed that. Ah, yes. I should probably upgrade one of these.
What's up? You notice something?
I mean, this at least has the quick mobility that I'm gonna want. Nightclaw does too, but I'll go upgrade that other one. Okay, so I'm going to want Ichor Focus, Goddess's Smile, Charisma, and that one probably. We're gonna take... Where is it? I know I... Ah! Okay, I need willpower for that one. Okay, guess we're sticking with AOS after all. Gift Extender actually is a good idea. Although Vigorous Zeal might be needed because... Yeah, Fortitude S... Acquired stats fortitude S. Okay. Hold up. What's Asclepius's willpower? D. And what is needed for blood sacrifice? C. I apologize. I thought I had everything set up to go.
Moving.
Evidently not. Or actually, hang on. Not Asclepius. What's one that has high fortitude and high willpower? I need higher fortitude. Nope, see. Ishtar, actually. I'll still need... to mess around a little bit. We're gonna get 2 heals because there's like no point otherwise. Elemental Wall. And where's Cleansing Light? Vitality. This increase... Okay, so I'm gonna be using Vigorous Seal a lot then. Or... hang on. Yeah, because I need Vitality C+. That'll only be needed for Cleansing Light. Or, well... And... Foul... Okay, I won't be able to do Foul Blood Barrier. I just outright will not be able to do Foul Blood Barrier with this, but that's fine. That is fine. Gives me... a little more defensive utility that way. So we're going to be sticking with regular new game because they do not scale. I don't think I have enough for... I do have enough for a level up, but I'm not going to use it. Let's go back to base. Spend all these echoes. Or, not echoes. Spend all this haze. Apologies. Apparently I have Bloodborne on the brain. And we'll go over the rules of the run. I was just testing something there real quick. Wait, can I wear Ivory Grace with Ishtar? I think I can. I think I can wear Ivory Grace with Ishtar. I can. Which... Actually, Nightthorn might have better defenses overall.
Nope. Which blood veil do you want to upgrade?
So we're just gonna... Why do I have 9 tungsten? I forget just how much you can actually acquire.
Make sure you...
Alright, so if I want to use Cleansing Light, I'll need Vigorous Seal. But aside from that, I should actually be fine here. I get the... Okay, I can have max 60 Ichor, which is huge. I'll go buy something. Why? Oh, is this Tower of Trials? Yeah, that's Tower of Trials. We're not doing that.
But serious, we don't have. There's.
Whoops.
If you want it, I got
Buy. We're just gonna buy everything you have in stock.
go out there and get...
I might be a little paranoid there. And actually with gift extension I can swap that out for, say, inhibit removal, leak, or venom removal. So, rules of the run. Let me pull them up in chat. And I'll go over them. I am not personally allowed to deal damage to enemies. That is the big part of support only, and that is what really makes this a challenge. It is essentially a Pokemon battle. And my companions are my Pokemon. However, because this is Jack only, I am not allowed to swap off of Jack. This man, this tired man, must carry me throughout the entire game. I must... Oh. Elray, hello! How are you? It's been a while. Before I'm allowed to use any item that actually counts as consumable, as in it gets removed from my inventory after I utilize it. Or... Wait, no, because I actually have it on. Yes. The only two items that do not count as consumable are regenerations and Mistle Root. If before I am allowed to use anything other than those two things, I must fail a boss fight 20 times. Because I technically am overleveled for regular new game, which is what I'm going to be redoing because the companions don't scale properly, I will not be allowed to level at all. I must remain at this level. I'm not allowed to go above level 129. And finally, if it is optional to beat the game, it is optional for this run. This is because with any companion other than Jack, I won't be able to do the player's memories. And I really don't want to do every single depths map. I'll try the DLCs. And I'll try Void District. But I really don't want to go through and do every single depths map when I've already beaten the bosses. I also do not want to lock myself into attempting Virgin Born with every single character. If I think they can handle it by the time I get to Eva, then I will lock myself in for that. If I don't think they can handle it by the time I get to Eva, well then, sorry Eva, you're dead. That's just how we're going to be doing that. Which does mean that unless, with the exception of Eva only down the line, which I will be doing at some point. And I know she can beat the Virgin Born because I've had her beat the Virgin Born before. I will be going for the bad ending and then pivoting into the neutral if I think they can handle it. I'm glad to hear you've been good, Elray. And yeah, I love this game too. This is the one that got me into Souls. And we're gonna go with same difficulty just because, as we saw, Jack does not scale well. We are leaving.
Ordinarily, that's your blood is the only teacher you have. Now, awaken and save the world.
Yeah, this is the game that got me into Souls. I've said this multiple times, and this is the one that I would really recommend to new players if they're looking to get into Souls games. Or, well, Souls likes. Although it is very story heavy, with a lot of cutscenes and a lot of loading screens. Alright, time for a slow walk segment, because there's a couple unskippable ones of these in this game.
It's dry, isn't it? We can go slowly. I am here with you.
Sorry, EO, I don't actually care what you have to say this time. I'm just trying to get to the combat.
Just a bit farther.
I'm just
You're
trying to get to
alright.
the combat at the moment, EO. I don't particularly care about what you have to say.
Spring will slake our thirst.
There we go.
On your feet. We're about to go hunt for blood beads. Hurry up and get ready.
You're awake then? Whoa, keep it down. Your friend just fell asleep.
Gonna grab my mask.
Number 3 and 4. Newcomers.
Because what proper revenant goes out without their mask?
Come up.
Come on, it's just embarrassing at that point. And we've got another cutscene that I'm gonna have to skip. For the most part, I'm going to be avoiding side quests as well. There's a few that I'll go back and do, probably after the run is done.
This one's dry.
But okay, why did it swap me back to Oliver? Okay. So, there's a lot of stuff I just will not be able to do. Hello.
Hope you're ready.
Okay. I'm going to be running around collecting loot while Jack is fighting a good portion of the time. Alright, you actually did some damage there. Nice. Nice. If it comes down to it, I can always just... Yeah, I don't anticipate the normal enemies to be much of an issue in a lot of cases. It's going to end up being the boss instead of the problem. You can do it, Jack. I don't think he's gotten hit, actually. Jack. Thank you. I think his weapon is technically a two-handed sword. Which does mean that he's gonna hit relatively hard with that. Wait, what do you mean I missed something?
All else failed.
What even is that little symbol there? What does the eye thingy do? I swear, if this man is boosting my item discovery in the middle of combat, I'm going to laugh. So, it is honestly kind of astonishing that the worst of the companions in this game is resoundingly mid, as my sister put it. Jack is essentially Louis, but with blood damage. And with blood being probably the most resisted type of damage in the game. Okay, seriously, what is that eye symbol? With blood being essentially the most resisted damage type in the game, that means that it is pretty much always an uphill battle whenever he uses his gifts, or his magic. Come on.
You're ready.
Ah, wonderful. At least, like, Eva has a lot of blood attacks too, but she also has physical spells. Which, nothing, or well, there are things with physical resistance, sure. But it's not as prevalent as blood. Like, nowhere near as prevalent as blood resistance. Kinda had to take a hit there. Jack, you've been poisoned. Think you could care? No? Alright then. Okay. Jack. It's right there, Jack. Should I take a selfie? Hang on, how does this game's photo mode work again?
All else fails.
Okay, let's go with none. Considering it's just standing here, I might as fucking well. I don't even know what... Okay, it won't let me mess around with any of that. Or actually... I've never actually played around with photo mode in this game, so... Bloom, shine. Nope, that... Huh, okay. Okay, that's cool, but at the same time, I'd like to actually be able to see my character's face. I'm kind of tempted to do it innocent, but let's just go with none, I guess. Nope. Okay. And then... How do I take the picture now? Because Alright, yep, we're just gonna take that. And then get on with our day, because that was just ridiculous. Alright, come on. How exactly did this guy just stand there long enough for me to take a proper photo? Like, I stopped, took a photo, I advanced to real-time mode so I could emote. And the guy just stood there. That is a new one. That's definitely a new one. I should probably heal. Hi! Bye! Okay, I will give you this, Jack. You're very good at one-shotting the peons. I will probably be selling the Vivifiers because there is literally no reason to have them, not with Mistle Root. Why do I have Micro Concentrate on the quick menu? I'm not allowed to use that stuff unless I fail a fight 20 times, so. A lot of it is just going to pile up, I think.
You're ready.
There we go, and then I can acquire this. I already have all of the map, but I'm still gonna try and clear out areas. With the possible exception of Lost Invasions. I swear, if it swaps out my companion for Louis up ahead, I'm going to be mad. I like Louis. Louis's the GOAT. The number of stupid situations that man has carried me through is astronomical. But this is a Jack challenge. I suppose that's one way to get started on all this. Wait, what am I doing? The whole reason I swapped my build. And I forgot to equip it. I'm a mess. Come on.
That's an odd place for it.
I have a lot of presents I can be giving people too, I think, actually. Yeah.
Don't get too far ahead.
Right, won't let me until I interact with this. Rosa, I forgot I couldn't just run past that thing. I'm honestly surprised Jack doesn't have anything to say for that.
We're making progress.
Although, I guess you're not really supposed to have them at this point.
This place is still gloomy, though.
Okay, that's interesting.
What do we have here? Something useful?
A lot of Jack's lines, it's going to be the first time I'm hearing them because I never use him for exploration. It is always... Every time I've tried to use him, it's been for a boss fight, and it's always gone poorly. Or, well, not always, but 90% of the time it's gone poorly. Starting to see how that attack killed us in the memory, actually. Alright. Mine. And then we go back down, open this. And fucking run. We run. It is technically possible, more than doable to make it through there.
Where are we headed after this?
But there is, like, no point, considering the boss is just up ahead.
Looks
It
like
is
we're back on the
that
surface.
section is a boss run back, so... I want to know how Oliver got ahead of us. Alright, do I still have Jack?
Blast.
Yes,
Almost
okay.
fails. Very nice.
Yep, okay. This is about the same amount of damage he's going to be doing to a boss pretty much forever. Yep. Hello. We're not dealing with you.
No mistakes now. Looks like it's finished. You're ready.
Well done, Jack. I'm anticipating the butterfly
Someone
and
has to
the
be
executioner to actually be something of an issue.
Wait, what are you...
Sorry, Louie. Time for you to have a heart attack. This is not going to be the first time, or the last time. This is going to be far from the last time we give you gray hairs. Alright, we're almost out of the, constant cutscenes. There are still going to be a bunch of cutscenes because this game has a lot of cutscenes, but we're almost to the point where I can kind of just rush things. So I am going to be doing, well, everything in this.
For now, just take it easy.
Right, Tower Trials, and that will let me go grab the depths maps. Which, I don't think there's really a reason for that right now, but hey. Perhaps it will indeed be worthwhile to grab these, because I think there might be a pureblood near here. And that's always helpful. What? You know what? I'm not going to question it.
After the battle against the Queen, my teacher's
I'm
fighting
just
style
not
changed.
going to question
Something
that.
strange.
I did not change this. And there's no combat here anyway.
Still, the missions with him were fun.
I'm just not gonna question that. We're going to, once we're back at base, before we leave, actually make sure that Jack stays our partner. Because, yeah, what? Why? How? I genuinely don't know why it swapped me to Louis there, but okay. We're not going to be playing around with the DLCs just yet. I know Jack actually can unlock, or I know he can unlock Lord of Thunder by himself. Alright.
I want and I
Not what I meant to do, but okay, and then we just stand back up. Come on, Gabby. We've got places to be. Let's reset that. They have some good music here, but I don't want to risk getting copyright struck. So we're just gonna go with the title screen music.
I'm sorry, it'll take a while to get the results. Take it easy in the room back there while you wait.
I think, actually, hold on. There might be something down here. I know that alternate Mia is a thing that I possess. And I already have her blood code, so no, nothing down here. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. Of all the companions, why is Mia the one that gets the cosmetic?
Red, how you? I'm good if my theory is correct. Well, here goes.
Side note, Louis is absolutely insane for this one. Like, sure, let's just...
Did you once you've
Well, any. If you want it,
alright.
I got it.
Let's... Actually, you like... spices.
It's that. Are you sure you want to?
You also like coffee.
You did. If you've got.
Do I have chocolate garlic flakes for you? Yes, I do.
I'll save. Are you sure?
I won't be able to use this anytime soon, but it's good to have just
Stop
in
by
case.
when coming.
I'm any.
We're gonna give you... Because you like retro game.
Huh?
You know, I probably should have given some of these
That's just.
before I went into New Game Plus, but oh well. Hindsight 2020.
Wow, that's the relay. Did I get the better? Okay.
Davis.
If you... Just...
Not allowed to give you anything yet. Alright. Louis. I wish to escape the cutscene void, Louis.
You're a...
Alright, so I am actually worried about
Let's see if you could. What?
the butterfly.
Such as I know it. Such a good. I know it. You have much.
I think you actually want the...
There's a. Take care.
I can't remember. Davis, I think it's you that wants the
Hold on,
records?
the person certainly have this is... I'll leave... Yes, if you... It was easy, but now they must... If you will take...
There we go. Okay. You, I think, like records.
This is great. Miss Hop...
Yeah, you really like
You're a-
records. You also like cameras.
I don't think... You're a good one.
And then I can never...
I'm happy to...
Okay, so EO gets those.
Satisfied? Your life is your...
The Ichor Blood will be useful in the future. Probably against Blade Bearer and Cannoneer, if I'm being honest.
Things like this are.
Okay.
Did you find some? Take care.
And now it's time to probably clear out Louis.
This to you. Oh, where?
Because he and Yakumo have the most gifts in the game,
More
just
gift?
period.
More gift? More gift? Where did you... Yak, I didn't... More gift?
Like, you're seeing these numbers, right?
That's...
Let's see here. I have to go back to Murasame. You and Eva are the only ones that'll take the spotless instrument, but I think I can
we would
save
let
that.
More gift? More gift? More gift?
If I wanted, I could take his damn sword.
Waste not, want not.
Do I have anything else for you? I'll hold off on that.
We can head out.
Yakumo! I have things to give you! Like, I don't think I ever actually traded... Oh, whoop, no, you don't want tea. Okay. Yeah, he and Yakumo have the most stuff, so it makes sense
Find
they'd
something
have the most trading.
See you around.
Do you like this? Yes, you do. Okay. Cool.
Oh, you need Pearl is that? I appreciate
Alright, she'll outright refuse that. Forgot about that.
Huh?
And then you want the sushi
The-
tacos. I don't know why you want these, but go ahead, have them.
Oh, I know
Alright, cigars and cologne I think go to Jack, so we're gonna save those. I know the coins go to Jack. Tea goes to Mia, seeds Eva, herbs and jam are Mia, instrument is Louie or Eva, so I think I should save those. Noodles are Eva, Bugarelli doll, and bloodmead candy are anybody.
Did I get the better end? Okay.
And you actually want the protein powder.
Oh, perf. Members of Cerberus. Satisfied? Your life is your...
Alright, trading minigame complete. Oh, cool. I don't know why it defaulted you to Louie there. That is actually a really good thing to know. The reason I wouldn't have known that it defaults me to Louis is honestly because I tend to use Louis anyway. I'll be real here. I'll just be real here.
I'll be. It's not even in the. So if you remember. Greeting. If you have any materials from the old world, I can give you valuables in exchange.
I'm going to want to get some of this. Alright, I am actually going to want to progress your quest a little bit just for the items.
Moving.
If nothing else, like literally if nothing else, I am going to want to get all of the Ichor blood from my companions.
Better than neglecting your equipment, I guess.
There we go. Alright. I might do that off stream though, just because it's heading into a depths map, and depths maps aren't really all that interesting. I typically prefer them to the Chalice dungeons because I know what I'm getting into, but at the same time, it's a dungeon with a reskinned boss.
We should take the map of the depths to Davis. Don't get too far ahead.
I will not be heeding that advice, or is it a command? Either way, I do what I want. I don't know if I should be concerned about the invasion and whatnot leading where I have to go. I'm definitely a little concerned about Butterfly, and will probably be putting on venom removal just because I'm concerned about Butterfly. I should actually get slow removal while I'm here. Where is Coco's blood code? Mercury. Do not have enough haze. Fair enough, I'll do that next time. Fair enough.
Moving. We'll have to make good use of this.
Actually, I don't know why I said that the
Look at that.
having up to 60 with Ishtar was a good thing, because unless I'm using Ichor blood, which I'm not allowed to do until 20 attempts.
Don't forget to watch the shadows.
Or, well, attempt 21 on a boss. Oh my. Come on, Jack. But I'm not allowed to use Ichor blood until attempt 21 of a boss, so the 60 Ichor limit does not help me pretty much at all. The 30 base is helpful though. The 30 base is nice. Ah! Okay. We're just gonna do that. Because I feel like a moron right now. hello. Come on. Hi.
That was weak.
Bye. There we go. Jack, how did you get hit there? Well, I guess I know how, but, like, why? Nice try, dude.
Something useful?
Useful is a little subjective there. Useful for most people, yes. Useful for me, absolutely not.
I must be letting my image.
Treasure. Careful around those vehicles.
Do you have anything? Yes, you do. Alright, I don't... Oh dear. That's not until later. There is genuinely no point in stopping for this, well, any of these people. So we're just gonna hit the next cutscene and hope that it loads quick so I can skip it. Ah!
All else fails.
What did I just hear in the background? Hang on, while I'm here. Oh, hey. '20 should do it. Why did I do that? Mercury's near the top. Genuinely, why did I do that? Mercury is near the top. I do not have enough haze or enough awake. Got it. I'll need to check
Right there.
with Davis on that, actually, for the awakes. The haze is the easier of the two things to come across. If I need more
Looks like
awakes,
we're
then I either
downtown.
need, then I'm going to need to talk to Davis.
You're ready. Nice.
There we go. Come on, doggos. You both have been very bad.
Sorry excuse for an ambush.
Sorry, excuse for an ambush. I don't think they were even actually trying, but okay. Hello.
That was weak.
Perhaps I shouldn't have... Okay, never mind. Alright, so Jack is actually doing fairly well against the normal enemies.
Don't let them get behind you.
Oh, I'm not the one that has to deal with that. you already take them out? Well done.
You make the call.
It's not like it really matters at the end of the day. This one is circular. Which, now that we're on the topic, shouldn't you know the map better than I do?
Although I've made good use of this.
Canonically speaking.
Damn you! You enjoyed it. Look at that. What do we have here?
Alright.
Don't let them get.
We're just gonna do that. And I'm going to run in circles. There is literally nothing for me to do here unless I happen to see that one of my skills runs out. Or that happens. Okay, guess I shouldn't run in that big of a circle.
Let me handle this.
Come on. Hello.
Let's take
Red Pants. Red Pants is the last guy.
That was weak. Good work.
Alright, I should probably use my first regen here.
It's like a giant drill in this hole.
You know what? Let's go down. I never want to do this part, so there's really not much point putting it off.
Don't get too far ahead. Stay calm and get ready as we descend.
Oh,
Wait right there.
well, I missed a loot. I missed one rather large loot. There we go. You are already at the bottom for some reason. Cool. We're going to be going down again. Sorry about this, Jack. But I missed a loot and it could be important. This is not a game where I try to miss loot. There actually isn't an area in this game that I dislike running through enough to not collect the treasure.
It's always best to go down as safe as you can.
So about
Take
that.
it one step at a time on the way down.
See, Jack, about that.
Don't get too far ahead. Pay attention to your footing. You're ready.
I collect
Something
this.
useful?
Oh dear. Thank you. That was not very intelligent on my part.
Moving.
I hate this tunnel, actually. This tunnel and the one to the City of Falling Flame are easily the worst ones in the game. I know why these tunnels exist. It's because they had some kind of rendering issue and needed to separate out the areas properly. But at the same time, the tunnels are boring. There's literally nothing to do in them. Hello, Kay. How are you doing?
How about a break?
We're gonna go back to base. Yeah, I haven't seen Leonidas today. Alphax is off doing something else. I don't know what. Stallion? I would not want to be a horse. Horses are built so... like, they have so much of their stat points into speed that they can literally do nothing else but speed. To the point where I'm pretty sure that even their lungs are underdeveloped. I could be wrong about that one, though.
The depth of mist.
Alright, do you have 212? You do not. Okay.
This is all we've got for available routes.
Well, looks like we're taking... no. No, I won't do that. Will Mercury work with what I want? No. It will not. I'll just go without. But how you doing? I actually got my one rest day that I've been wanting for a couple weeks. Because, thank you for the redeem. The past couple weeks have been very much, hectic. One rest. R-E-S-T. I actually got my one rest day. Yeah, we're not gonna... don't particularly care about pronouns today. I mean, that is a very wrong bird. Wrong foul, Kay. Wrong foul. But whatever. I don't think there's anything over there, so I'm just gonna keep running. I should probably turn down the in-game music now that I'm thinking about it. But that can wait until... after... Yeah, unfortunately, Jack is going to have to put up with my shenanigans. Jack is just going to have to put up with it. Okay, I'm no longer in combat, so let us see here. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna put that.
Am I up to snuff?
And again, I'm just trying to get to a boss at this point. I'm collecting the loot because why not? 18 stream streak. Sheesh, K. And we rest. Again, Kay. Wrong foul. Gotta be careful or it'll start to count as strikes.
Want to go rest in the park?
At least I think that's how that works. I got exploded!
I guess we're back at the parking garage. We'll have to make good use of this.
I actually don't know if that's how most schools do it. I actually don't know if that's how most sports even do it. So whenever we were playing kickball or baseball in school, the gym teachers would allow you to have as many fouls as possible, but if you had 2 fouls and you got a strike, then those first 2 fouls counted as a strike. I don't know if that's how it's done in actual sports, but that's how my teachers had us do it when I was in school and we were playing stuff in gym class.
Don't let them get behind you.
It is entirely possible that that was just a weird gym class rule. No. Actually, no. That was literally like in elementary and middle school.
Let's go.
I never actually cared for gym class because I found it boring. Oh, you got archery? Damn, that I actually would have found interesting. Yeah, well,
Our path is narrow.
kickball ended up getting a little, we'll say silly.
That loss is different. Be careful.
Because when we were playing it indoors, usually when it was a rainy day or when it was winter, the rule was everybody who could fit on the mat could stay on the mat and you didn't have to run to the next base. So it ended up being half the class just on one mat. We would soft lock an IRL game because we would just all sit on the mat. No. I am literally in my 20s. I would have loved archery. I think that's a province thing.
Time for the fun to begin. All else fails.
No, I am 23. That is not late 20s.
Something useful? I've got this.
Ah! Wasn't paying attention. I was not paying attention.
There's
No!
gotta be something useful in there.
closing in on the next boss.
Moving.
We're just gonna do that.
Be sure you don't slip. Double check your gear.
Why did I even click the level up button? I'm not allowed to level up. I've never said that. I do not believe I've ever said that. And, I get that you're just trying to
Don't get
rage
too
bait,
far ahead. This place looks like a park.
but remember that when a joke starts to get stale, I am going to request it stops. If it's used too much, then it's just
Ladder.
not funny anymore.
Watch your step.
Kevin was a boy.
That's quite a
who had been
treasure.
enslaved.
Let's come back here later.
You know exactly what joke.
Don't get too far
Yes. Alright, there... I don't technically need this, but I'm gonna grab it anyway. Oh, come on! Burrito? Really? What did you just... Oh! Thank you for the follow, Icy! Or would you prefer bats?
Stay focused.
I forgot to swap out my gifts. Give me a second. That was dumb. Oh boy. Fair enough, fair enough. How are you today? Jack? Okay, we're just gonna do that. I just noticed. Oh dear. Okay, we're gonna set the record straight here. Chicken and burrito are both tasty. But burrito in the context of a a burritoed individual is somebody that's wrapped in blankets and being all cute. Oh, yeah, this is a really good game. Why did I do that first? Keep in mind, I'm actually going through this with New Game Plus level, oh dear, power? However, due to the context of this particular challenge run, I'm not allowed to use that New Game Plus level power. Oh dear. Or if I do, that means the run is... Oh. Oh. Thank you, Jack. Let's do that. If I end up attacking myself, the run is dead, so... Yeah, Code Vein is... It's a Souls-like. It's actually the one that got me into the genre. Oh my. Come on, Jack. Jack? There we go. But this run, let me type in the chat what it is. Well, yeah, he is technically an endgame support. But he's also easily the worst one in the game to be using as a carry.
Moving.
Yeah, if you end up liking Code Vein, then definitely check out other Souls titles. Or, well, actual Souls titles.
Looks like it's still operational.
So the whole point of this run here is that I am not allowed to attack. I am the help. Okay, the graphics in the Dark Souls games are not that bad, really.
Wait right there.
Something tells me you would not survive playing the original Ocarina of Time. Or, well, not original, but any of the versions prior to the remake Nintendo's doing.
Don't gawk at the scenery too much. You'll end up impaled.
You feel like you end up getting carried by your companion? Again, Kay? I do not personally think that the graphics in any of the Dark Souls games are that bad.
We all need to rest now and then.
Hilariously enough, the one I think of the Souls games that has the worst graphics is the remake of Demon's Souls.
All else failed. We'll have to make good use of this.
I don't wear glasses. The rest of my family does, but I don't.
Of all the places to fight.
It's partly down to art style. You have to make the graphics work for the art style. And with the Demon's Souls remake, the art style is pretty bland.
There must be a way up.
They still, I think, nailed atmosphere. But I have to go back one of these days and see if I can get my hands on PS3 version of Demon's Souls. Because blandish art style with okay again, it's a blandish art style with the kind of graphics you would expect from attempting hyperrealism. That is boring to me. I'll be taking this. I should not have just stood there. When you're looking at a game, what is it that you picture? I have more scenes in my brain from the Dark Souls games than I do from Demon's Souls.
Don't get too far ahead. That's a good idea.
Alright.
Time for the fun. You're expected to pull your own weight.
And a lot of the time, updating the graphics can make a game look worse. I'm just gonna flat out say it. I looked at the update for when they redid the original Nier, and I hated it. I outright hated it. They drained all the personality out of Kaine's character, in particular. So if I ever play the original Nier on stream, it'll end up being the PS3 US version, because that's the version I have. Oh, yep, they are connected. They are connected. Interestingly enough, though I have been debated on this many a time, it is heavily implied that the Revenants themselves are a type of origami. But TLDR on the graphics thing, they have to suit the art style. If they're a mismatch or either one is bland, then it's just not going to be interesting. Actually, no, I should go down here.
Let me handle this. Don't let them push you back.
It wasn't even FromSoft that did that. It was Bluepoint. And the Nier wasn't... Okay, so with the Demon's Souls, it was Bluepoint that redid it, which I still had a lot of fun with that. Don't get me wrong. But as far as art and graphics go, because the art style is pretty much what you'd expect, it ends up looking next to...
Nice and smooth.
Or it ends up looking, if you put it next to the other... well, the FromSoft titles that were made entirely by FromSoft, it ends up looking very bland and generic. Even though I can clearly picture the Nexus, Upper Latria, and the Gates of Boletaria in my head. Like, I can picture some really cinematic scenes from that, but at the same time, I can picture pretty much the entirety of Dark Souls 1. That matters more than cheap graphical quality.
Very nice.
Because again, the graphics fit the style. How does one mess up a remake? Well, first of all, if they add anything... Oh dear. I think at this point I may have played them about the same number of times. The Demon's Souls remake is the only
Something useful?
Souls game that I've New Game Plus 7'd. But I've gone through and done more individual playthroughs of Dark Souls 1. So take that as you will. I genuinely do not think that the Dark Souls series graphics are that bad, because I feel like they actually suit the areas and the art style.
Of all the places to fight.
That's not to say that I think there are things that can't be improved upon. No such thing as perfection. But hey, you're the one that was all aghast when I said that I don't think they're that bad. And I did say that I don't think the Dark Souls graphics are that bad. And as for how you mess up a remake, completely changing the artistic direction is a big one. Removing mechanics or adding stuff that completely breaks established lore. There's a bunch of ways you can mess up a remake. Fridging a character, especially one that was a major character in the OG.
All else fails.
All right. Next question. Kay, is your basis for having a good remake having Leon Kennedy in it?
We'll have to make good use of this.
Okay. Just asking. Just asking. It's a valid question. Oblivion, the remaster on that scares me. I will go through and play it eventually because it's been a while since I've done Oblivion. I've just got to come up with a good challenge run for it if I want to do it on stream. But what did they do to the jaws? What exactly did they do to people's jaws? Also, why did they censor corpses that didn't need to be censored? It's already an M-rated game. No, it's over here. Don't mention which part.
This is complicated terrain. Watch yourself. What?
Complicated,
Have you-
huh? It's an M-rated game. If you buy an M-rated game, suck it up. Yeah, that's the parents' problem.
That's a good idea.
And they really shouldn't. If it's an M-rated game and kids are buying it, that is on the parents, not the gaming company. Wait, what? Seriously?
Don't charge in blind.
Yeah, they kind of do. Ah! Which, to be fair, I fall off a lot of cliffs. And guess what? That was not the strip club's fault. Hey, get down here. Hi. Yeah, that's kind of the situation I'm in. Those where I can't really say much because I fall off a lot. Honestly, the game where I've had the most amount of fall damage in is Elden Ring.
It looks like seafloor construction laid bare.
And the entire reasoning for that is because of the inconsistent pacing.
Something useful?
Where you will and won't die from fall damage in Elden Ring is not consistent in the slightest. So you end up falling to your death a lot more than you would think. Okay, let's be real here. Hollow Knight is the game of the decade. Or, well, Hollow Knight was the game of last decade. Silk Song is the game of this decade, probably. Unless someone else releases something absolutely incredible.
Don't get too far ahead.
I like Elden Ring a lot, but I find myself... Yep.
You up?
More people generally are going to be interested in the game that has more hand-holding. At least for a first playthrough. Elden Ring is great, But the replayability is where Hollow Knight actually comes out on top. And it's entirely due to how big Elden Ring is. Elden Ring is a great game, but it's huge. Most people can't replay a game that big. Oh dear. Reasonably. Oh dear. There is definitely an argument for that. Elden Ring has a lot of build variety. But again, a lot of people end up gravitating towards the same crutch builds. Again, I am talking for the casual player here.
That ladder. Something useful?
You're more likely to get someone to replay Hollow Knight.
It's lost territory ahead. Stay sure.
Yeah.
Don't let them get behind you.
Oh my. Than you are to you're more likely to see someone replay Hollow Knight than you are to see someone replay Elden Ring if they're a casual.
Obliged.
Simply because of how many simply because of how much content there is. The people with the time and the energy to put towards that will replay it if they really like the game. But the people that don't have the time or energy for that are more likely to replay Hollow Knight than they are to replay Elden Ring. So, actually, I guess there really can't be a game of the decade if you stop and think about it. Because it really just depends on what you're looking for. And a lot of people do not replay Skyrim.
Would you look at that?
A lot of people do not like to replay big games. Hollow Knight doesn't have a New Game Plus, so of course you wouldn't hear a New Game Plus 7 thing. You're starting from scratch every single time. Again, that's kind of a matter of opinion. One of the big reasons I take breaks for Elden Ring is because of how big it is. Elden Ring is absolutely massive. There again, there are different builds in Hollow Knight. I wound up swapping my build like 4 times just playing it. And that's really what it comes down to. Not everybody wants the variety. For example, I think the variety they gave us in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom actually hurt the game's replayability. Because it's not really finding new ways to complete puzzles at that point. It's how can I use this already broken thing to make it even more broken?
We'll have to make good use of this.
Winds up being a lot less interesting.
All else fails.
Never played Zelda. Fair enough, fair enough. I grew up on Zelda. Zelda, Skyrim, and Amalur were the big ones growing up. Darksiders came later. Still absolutely love Darksiders. But again, none of those are really big games, so I can replay those more without getting fatigued with them. Yeah. And that is honestly part of the problem with having a bunch of options. When you have a ton of options, there's going to be a couple that are just so much more powerful than anything else. It's your weapon. Actually, wait, what am I doing? Do I have Emir? That requires parry, I think. I should have stopped and actually did that more. Oh well. Actually, hang on. Willpower S.
You notice something?
Is there anyone with willpower and fortitude S? No. That's fair. Perseus, no. Like, honestly, if I can get willpower and fortitude both up very high. Phaion's... No. Okay, this is the best I can do. A lot of times it is a difficulty thing. Mimsy does not like difficult fights. She doesn't like difficult games.
Wait right there.
She spends too long on something and she starts to rage. Like, she actually rages. She will drop a game.
All right. You're ready. Let me...
So a lot of the time, the crutch, or using the crutch is a difficulty thing. Sometimes it's also just a matter of comparison. They stumble into a crutch on accident, and then they find that nothing else feels as satisfying. Or, oh dear, ends fights as quickly. I understand how crutches, or how people come to actually use crutch builds. And that's honestly why I hate them so much. Oh my. And the more options you have in a game, the more likely you actually are to end up with a crutch build. Skyrim being a strange case in this scenario.
See the finish line.
You can start from scratch if you want to. New Game Plus actually does up the difficulty a lot. This is a game that rewards exploration. Alright, there we go. Yeah, this is a game that really rewards exploration because the only ending that could even remotely be considered good is locked behind that.
It's quite a treasure. Wait right there. Let's rest a little while.
I think Rivers of Blood is an example of a crutch that was actually found by people who knew how the game worked. By the time that you get to the mountaintops, you've had a little bit of we'll say experience with a bleed build, particularly if you started Samurai, like I'm assuming a lot of early players did. So seeing the absolutely absurd amount of bleed Rivers of Blood gives you, I'm willing to bet that's how that happened. Alright, I kind of hate Howling Pit, so I think I'm actually just gonna rush it.
Perfect environment for the Lost to hide. The mist is as thick as ever. All else fails.
Like, I could go through, and I don't hate this place enough to not go through. But at the same time, y'all are here for bosses. My first playthrough was Prisoner for Elden Ring. How did that even... Okay.
It's quite a treasure. It's a good landmark. Let's keep going.
This is one of the few areas where you actually have to go through early game. I am flying through this and will probably be hitting mid-game soon.
Like I even care about that.
I'm anticipating that I'll slow down later.
There's a lever.
Okay, here's where I actually have to start paying attention. I hit the wrong button. You can kind of just rush through that first area, the two side paths. Just have loot.
The water level is lower.
I actually don't mind Howling Pit.
We're out of the deep stuff.
You guys just aren't here to
Something
see me
useful?
struggle with deep water. You guys are here to see
Enemy
me
right behind
kill
us.
bosses.
Hope
Or, well, to see Jack kill bosses. And, Kay, I actually went into photo mode and took a screenshot earlier. Because one enemy was just being completely and utterly idiotic. I was standing right next to it. It could see me. And yet it wasn't attacking.
Let's keep moving.
I'm anticipating that this will, that this amount of progress will slow down immensely once we start hitting mid-game. I don't like Jack's chances against Aurora. I genuinely don't care about that. The only part I really don't want people seeing is my friends list. I have that hidden for a reason. Jack's kind of the underdog here. He is outright the worst character if you're looking for a carry. If you're trying to make a one-shot build, he's the best. But if you're strictly looking for a carry, Jack is the worst.
That's a good idea.
He was built...
I see something.
He was built for buffing the player, not for really dealing his own damage.
The enemy. We're still a ways off, though. All else fails.
You need to die. Come on. Well, I've actually already done a companions only run before
Not bad.
in this game. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out.
These bastards eat any damn thing in front of them.
Would you look at that?
I believe I named it Code Vein, but I'm the help.
Don't get too far ahead.
And...
Nothing new to report here.
Oh,
That fissure looks dangerous.
did you go off the edge? You did not. Okay. And what I found was that you can actually get carried all the way through New Game Plus if you're careful about what companions you pick. With that run, I was actually allowed to swap my companion. With this one, I'm not. Oh, thank you. Each companion has their strengths and weaknesses. Generally speaking, Jack is Louis but blood. Well, slightly more tanky and blood damage, which blood is the most resisted type in the game, so that's not exactly a good thing. Oh dear. Oh! Thank you for the follow, Shen! how are you today, if you don't mind my asking? Good riddance. I'm doing normally, thank you for asking. Glad to hear you're doing well. Just gonna do that. Oh, is it she, Nikki? I'm sorry, I just looked quick. Yeah, I read that as Shen Icky. So, please enlighten us as to which is the proper one. What kind of build are you doing? Bats?
You're ready.
Ah!
What?
Oh dear. Nikki. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I very much read that wrong. Rest. Don't question it. Okay, just don't question it. I prefer to do different characters.
Right there. Nicola, why? Don't worry. It's hard to
Queenslayer.
move here.
Fair enough. Queenslayer's old reliable for a reason.
Something useful?
Looks like a burning
Alright.
rig. This cavern was
Oh no. I did not. I failed to buff before I actually reached the boss. This is going to be interesting.
All else fails at last. Very nice.
Nice try. Oh dear. Oh, thank you, Kay. I am my own person, Kay. Okay, Jack's doing better than anticipated, actually. Like, a lot better. Oh dear.
Watch your health.
You know, I can just kind of stand over here. Nope, we don't do that here. You... Oh dear. Sometimes people don't actually want to do new builds. And Nikki just said that they've been replaying the same build every single one of those attempts. Nice try. Jack, why are you suddenly not doing damage? Yeah, Queenslayer's a build. Oh my.
Don't give in so easily. Nice.
Nice try. There we go. And now we have approached the skipathon. Because of course we have approached the skipathon. Admittedly, I'm rushing through these areas. Keep in mind, I am doing this... I'm technically on New Game Plus, but I kept the same difficulty because the companions appear to scale by area rather than by your level or their level. I tested that out with one of the early game depths maps before I initiated New Game Plus. So because I am overpowered, essentially, if I do decide to attack anything on this, I am not allowed to level any further. That's where the no leveling restriction came from. I might have removed that if I was allowing New Game Plus, or if I was increasing the difficulty. Yeah, the companions scale by area. Which is weird, but okay. Say you're low... I was explaining in Skyrim terms. Skyrim is very simplistic, so that's going to be difficult.
Exactly
you know how giants are always level 32, no matter what part of the game you're in? Like, they spawn into the game at first at level 32. Okay. Those are enemies that do not scale. They are not scaled down. That's what scaling is. It's does the... Or how does the power levels... how does the power level of whatever it is that's going on change?
It's serious. If you want it, I got it.
So when I say that the enemies don't scale... Or, sorry, that the companions do not scale properly, that's what I'm referring to. Their level is set to whatever the level of the area they're in is. Not whatever the level of the player is. So for a companion-only run, I don't have to worry about New Game Plus at all. Or New Game Plus difficulty pretty much at all. Because they'll be doing roughly the same amount of damage regardless. If I was doing a run where I had to use late game equipment, but I myself was doing the damage, then I would have heightened the difficulty for New Game Plus. But because of the companions being kind of wonky here, not really much of a point. But because of that, I'm also not allowing myself to level. I will be stuck at level 129 for pretty much the entirety of my companion runs. Does all of that make sense? Alright, and now we're closing in on my favorite board in the entire game. The Cathedral! I absolutely adore the Cathedral. The Cathedral is fun. I am, however, worried about Argent Wolf Berserker and Successor of the Ribcage. Keep in mind, because I'm not sure if I don't know if Jack will be able to handle the Virgin Born. So I'm going to be killing off Aurora this time. Kept getting lost. Fair enough, that's everybody's... I kept falling down the same hole my first time playing through this game. But now I can navigate Cathedral pretty much with my eyes closed. Do not redeem closing my eyes or turning off my monitor, Kay.
Don't get too far ahead. We should take the map of the depths to Davis. We'll have to make good use of this.
It's a metaphor. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Alright.
Aurora used the power of the relics to build that crypt.
Yeah, there's gonna be a bit of...
This place never fails to impress me.
There's gonna be a bit of spoilers just because you're not supposed to have Jack at this point. That is the wrong button once again. This is the Cathedral of the Sacred Blood. This is the map of it.
We don't have time to stand around.
I love this place. Look at how complex it is. I'm just gonna run through it for the most part. Since I'm not going to be...
Lost sighted. Look up ahead. The guard.
Saving Aurora. I'm just gonna run past the Lost Invasion. Very well, I'm just gonna run past all of her vestiges because there's no point in acquiring them.
Be sure you don't slip.
Why did I collect this, though, actually? Whee! There's no point in collecting something I'm not going to use, and y'all want to see the bosses anyway. So I'm just... going after some of the side stuff, but not all of it. That in there is a missile... or, sorry, not missile, it's a regen buff, but I'm already maxed out on my regens, so...
Don't get too far ahead.
Devil May Cry. We'll see. I've heard good things, but at the same time, I'm not sure if that really... Or actually, no, I did play Bayonetta. I did play Bayonetta, and I've been told that Devil May Cry is pretty similar. Okay. That's fair, that's fair. Almost everybody gets lost in Cathedral on their first go-around. That spot where I got the Vivifier, I died on like 20. I'm refunding that one. Okay, I am refunding that one. That would not be fun. I technically could.
When all else failed.
But that really wouldn't be First of all, that wouldn't be fun, and second of all, I still have it up on OBS. And I kind of have to have OBS open. So while I could technically... I could technically pull it off. Oh dear. But I'd have to go get something to blindfold myself, which I don't feel like doing right now. So you got refunded. You underestimate how well I know this game, Kay. I don't actually have to read anything. I know this game well enough that I don't have to read anything. I can literally just... I could play this game off of the OBS screen. The only time OBS might hinder me with any game, actually, with the way I have it set up, is, if I actually had to stop and read everything. Yes, I remember that. No, you are not getting me to put my feet on this controller. As I have said, I would need to have a specific setup for something like that.
Hope you're ready.
Oh dear. We're gonna collect that. Cool, I can just continue onwards. Ah! Wait, what do you mean there's loot I missed? Ah, must have dropped from something Jack killed. Oh, oh dear. I think we confused that thing. I know the game well enough. I'm just worried about breaking my controller. Also, I actually need the bottom triggers for this.
Without any hassle.
With this run and this controller, I need the bottom trigger. I would need a specialized keyboard controller for the PS5 in order to make this work properly. R2. R2 is what actually allows me to use my abilities.
We'll have to make good use of this.
Which is actually needed for this run because support's the only thing I can do. Yeah, that's a bottom trigger.
Moving.
Okay, actually, hang on. Do I have 5 of those now? Yes, I do. Let's go.
We're making progress.
It's not going to be very useful for the rest of this run, but in the future I now have slow removal, so that'll be...
This reminds me of Operation Queenslayer.
That will be helpful down the line for when I go through and do the other companions. Honestly, if this takes me a short enough amount of time, I legitimately might just hop into another Code Vein run. Nice try. Oh, did Alphax go live or something? Do what you have to, Kay. Do what you have to.
Don't let them get behind you.
No point in grabbing that. Oh dear. Ha! Ow! Okay, maybe I should stop and actually fight them. Okay, maybe I should stop and actually let Jack kill these things.
Are you fully conscious?
It was a mistake on my part. And I didn't even open the shortcut because I thought it wasn't needed. First death of the run.
Might be a bit tough the way things are.
Alright, go ahead. Do your thing, Jack. Jack? Jack, come on. Why are you doing the stun? The stun does like no damage. And it doesn't even help you put pressure on them if you walk away afterwards. Okay, so we've got 2 up ahead. Hello? Okay, fine. Not fine? What is going on here? Hello? I was trying not to get cornered. And I didn't. Oh my. But at the same time, what even is this? There we go.
Something useful?
Hi! Of all the things you could have done there, Jack, why? Why the stomp? Why do you like to stomp? Okay, I guess it had a use there. But again, what's the point of a stun if you don't use it to put pressure on people? What is the point of a stun if you're not using it to pressure your opponents? Alright, let's be smart this time and actually unlock the damn thing.
All else fails.
Oh, thank you. Hey, no. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, I don't think I have to worry about this. Yeah, no, I can just run. You don't matter. Question, Nikki. What's your favorite part of Code Vein? Since you've played it a bunch of times. You've probably played it more than I have. Actually, you've definitely played it more than I have. I don't think I have a single game. The DLC... Yeah, the DLCs are fun. I admit that I'm not a big fan of the Lord of Thunder DLC, though. The first two I like a lot. Lord of Thunder is... Sheesh. I don't even have a quarter of that. I bow to your wisdom. I don't think I have 4,000 hours in any game.
We should be able to survey the area from here.
Nice try.
You're ready.
Ah, I got greedy. Summoner War Sky Arena was 12,000 hours. Damn! Like, the only one that the only game I've played that might come close to the 4,000 hour mark would be Genshin Impact.
We'll have to make good use of this.
Even then, I consider myself a casual in that game. So it's not like I've done a ton. I'd say that's a you problem. That's fair.
Moving.
That is fair. Really depend. Again, I am not. I am my own person.
All else is let me handle this.
I'm just gonna go grab this. Ah! My plans have been foiled! Thanks to wonky as fuck aggro! I am not yours, Kay. I am my own person. Stop.
Now that's really something.
Hello? Jack? There we go. Ah! Oh my. Well, Kay says it again, then she's getting a 30-second time out. Or rather, I'm going to timer out and then untimer out in the 2 quick button presses. That'll clear chat.
Wait right there.
The one thing you need to know about Kay is that she is a troll. You do not need to know anything else about Kay. That is the one thing, the one truth. Let's do that.
Hope you're ready.
And it's funny to an extent.
We'll have to make good use of this.
But once a stop or a no is issued, lines have been drawn. Honestly, my biggest problem with Kay's trolling is that she tends to overdo it. A joke is funny for a little while. But after a certain point, it ends up being... Kay has a habit of making one joke into the only thing she does the entire stream. Like, it's funny occasionally, but not for 3 consecutive hours. There was one point where Kay actually made a troll fake account of me, which I'm unsure whether to be flattered or unnerved by that. And then spent pretty much the entire stream just pretending that I wasn't me. Pretending that she was the real me. Again, funny in moderation.
Watch out for an ambush.
But I'm not going to be happy if she pulls that out again within the month. Let's be real here. It's harmless, generally speaking. Fair enough, fair enough. Ooh, actually, wait, what food? We want to know exactly what kind of food you got when you come back, Nikki. But yeah, I'm fine with being trolled. If you'll take a look at my redeems, I pretty much directly encourage a bit of trolling. Ooh. Poutine is tasty. Poutine is definitely tasty. I have to kind of modify the poutines I have, though, because I'm not a fan of sausage. But I allow for some pretty direct trolling, so clearly I'm fine with it.
They're coming down.
It's harmless because they don't go any further beyond B. It's harmless because Kay does the identity theft one. It's harmless because she only uses it to confuse people in chats I'm already in or in my own stream. If she actually started using that to get benefits or something, then we'd have problems. For example, if she started using that to try and actually scam my viewers, I would not take kindly to that.
Wait right there.
If it's just to confuse people a little bit, that's fine. But there is a line, and after a certain point, I would take action. Jack, could you please do something about this? Hello? Ah!
Let me handle this.
Let's try.
Watch your health.
What do you think I've been doing? Go, Jack. Haha. Alright, offensive order. You. Honestly, the purple ladies are some of the most confusing enemies in the game. In general, the fact that the female Lost tend to have less clothes is weird. But the purple ladies are definitely the strangest enemies in the game. And it's entirely due to the way they're handled. You first run into them as an occasional enemy in the cathedral. Oh, welcome back, welcome back. Then, or you first run into the purple ladies as rare enemies in the cathedral. Then they end up as common enemies later down the line in the Ashen Cavern.
Very nice.
But by that point, for some reason, the teleporting enemies are still considered stronger. Despite the fact that they were a earlier enemy, or they were a common enemy earlier on in the game. So, like, why? Welcome back, Kay. Did Alphax ban you? No? Fair enough, fair enough.
Don't get too far ahead.
He knows better? Knows better than to what? What exactly are you planning on doing if he bans you? Like, what exactly are you gonna do, Kay?
I guess we'll have to take a detour.
What detour? At the very least, I'd like to tackle... Well, actually, I've already gotten a lot farther than I thought I was going to, so...
Wait right there. Something useful?
Take trolls normal humans can't endure? What are you talking about? I do have lines.
Moving.
I'm already half insane, so, like, what's the point? Like, seriously, what kind of masochist goes through a game like this and won't let themselves do damage?
Looks like we can get down from here. Looks like we can rest. Give
Of
mind
insane?
to it, too.
Debatable. Okay, I don't... That was close! That was
Don't get too far
close.
ahead.
You come in at very funny, but fair enough. Yeah, that's fair. Aha! Letter. Letter. Mine. Yes. I got in here.
There's something special about this place.
Whee! You're getting ignored.
You're ready.
I didn't ban the word, I banned the request. That's different. And I banned it specifically because... Okay. I asked you to stop, and you have not listened.
Here's a challenge. Time for the party to begin.
I said stop pretty much as soon as it happens. So I'm finding that a little hard to believe. And there's no need to be scared, Nikki. I just almost called you Shan again. I apologize. Yeah, well, maybe don't do that. When you send a chat, unless it's explicitly goodbye, maybe stick around for a second. There is no need to be scared, Nikki. I just take the words stop and no very seriously. Both for myself and my chatters. In that case, Kay, it just feels very icky to me to be called, or for someone to call me theirs. It's icky. Once or twice with a hey, I'm my own person, fine, but I explicitly said to stop, and the stop was not heeded. Yeah, Code Vein does have a lot of the same vibes as Bloodborne. That's part of why Bloodborne was my first actual Souls game that I beat. And we're running. Jack, we don't have time for this.
At last.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a long fight. Interestingly enough, Nikki, I am going to be, oh dear, starting a co-op run of Bloodborne on Wednesday. If you're interested in that. And provided nothing happens that makes me think nobody's going to show up, then the last week of October, oh dear, I will be doing a community event where I go through Chalice dungeons, and anybody who wants to join for co-op is able to join for co-op. Oh dear. I don't do as much Bloodborne content as I do the other Souls games, so that one tends to get the more special events. Sir, you are not supposed to clip through the walls, sir. I don't tend to do as much Bloodborne just because there's not as many challenge runs I can do with that game as opposed to others. Also, I hate the capitalism. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I'll read that in a minute. There we go. Okay. That almost ended in disaster. Oh, the cursed gems. Yeah, cursed blood gems are annoying. Though there's certain cases where they can actually work in your favor. For example,
Moving.
if you're doing a ranged damage, or if you're doing a blood damage only build, then anything that reduces your equipment's durability just doesn't matter. Because bullets and arrows do not actually use durability. So you can quite literally end up with a cursed gem that has absolutely phenomenal positive stats. And if its only negative stat is minus durability, that does not matter. So that would be perfect for a gun. Others, after a certain point, like once you're past mid-game, you don't really fight beasts anymore. You're mostly fighting kin or humanoids. So once you get past Amelia, essentially, a damage versus beasts down thing isn't going to matter.
Louis hasn't woken up yet.
Yeah, there's no sign.
All right, Jack.
We're good.
Ooh, hitless orphan? Well fucking done. Okay. I want... Where is it?
I hope we can discover something.
I want that. Give me back my fast movement speed. I need it. I just almost walked past loot.
We'll have to make good use of this.
Alright, I think I'm almost officially at mid-game, and this is literally the first day of the challenge run. I do have a Discord. I believe it's linked on my About page, but I don't advertise it on screen, or sorry, on stream, because I am, and I've been bad about this and have to go back to looking properly. I have been looking for alternatives because Discord has just pissed me off lately. So you can join. It's on my About page, but I don't advertise it because I am... And I will be actually putting a link to whatever alternative I end up going with in the server, so that anybody on the server can go join that. But just full transparency, it's going to be, or the server is going to be disappearing once I get a proper alternative. And I'm not particularly active on there anyway. You know what? Let's circle back around after this. So, if you're fine with joining that temporarily, go for it. It's on my About page. If you're not fine with a server you join just getting nuked one day, then wait until I have the alternative. I'll start looking more into that. Oh dear. After my cousin's wedding. Because my cousin's getting married in a little over a week. Or a little over a week. And I'm going to be out of town for that. Which does actually mean that next Thursday and Friday, next Thursday and Friday, all streams are canceled.
This ladder goes underground.
Just because we are literally going to be going several hours away for my cousin's wedding. Jack, do your thing. The murderous thing, not just the standing there. Ah! Not what I meant to do. That happened. That certainly happened.
Let's go.
Alright,
That's a good idea.
I skipped Lost Invasion because it doesn't really give me anything this time around. Oh dear. Most of the time I just go that way for the map. I don't actually care about what is over there, but because I'm on New Game Plus, I've already gotten the map. I'm just trying to get to the Queen's Knight. Because I know for a fact that is actually something Jack can handle on his own.
Something useful? Check that out.
When I was doing companions only, I did in fact do this place, and because Jack is the only available companion... Oh dear. For this section... He got used for this section. Again, I have actually done support only before. It is on YouTube if you're interested in seeing that. I named the actual run Code Vein, but I'm the help.
Would you look at that?
So if you are in fact interested in that, go ahead and check it out. I actually found out a lot of interesting things about the companions at that point.
If we walk straight ahead, they'll attack us from inside. Time for the
And I went through both regular New Game and New Game Plus with heightened difficulty on that one. Nothing of important here. Alright, you.
Let me handle this.
Hello. Jack, did you just miss? Jack? That's required for getting past. I should actually take you two out.
What a
So I
waste of time.
these two are in fact a waste of time, but I need this ladder. I think there might be another thing of pure blood over this way, so I kind of have to go past that.
I want to check inside
I
this
won't be
building.
allowed
Let's find a
to
key.
actually use it unless I happen to fail a fight 20 times. But that's probably not going to be a recent or upcoming issue for a little while.
All else fails.
Like, sure, it will be an upcoming issue, but I'm not really anticipating a problem until Aurora. Since Argent Wolf Berserker went so quickly. Aurora is going to be a problem. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Sweep them away.
Whenever you're doing companions only, Aurora is a problem. I had problems with her on regular New Game and on New Game Plus. And that was with Louis and Yakumo, who are, by and large, the most reliable companions in the game. Louis is great because he actually works with the game's aggro system, and he's kind of middle of the road. No matter what you're facing, Louis will have something that he can use to deal with it. This game's aggro system is absolutely ridiculous in that it's random. There is actually no rhyme or reason as to who is going to end up collecting the aggro. Okay, we've been over this. I have a Discord, I just don't advertise it because it's going to be going away once I get an alternative.
Your mind to break too.
That's gonna be helpful later on. Mind fortitude. That's exasperated, not angry. Get your emotions right, Kay. Nope. Nothing useful. Okay, this is the thing. Why do you... You know what? I'm not actually going to complain about that, but... That's fair.
Watch out for an ambush.
That's fair. I have trouble with emotions too. I was mostly joking. Moving on.
Gang.
Believe it or not, I do have a sense of humor.
Those white thorns were a mass attack by the Queen. No walls could stop them.
If I didn't have a sense of humor, I would not be putting up with trolling.
Paths. We're going straight ahead. Ready? They're already here.
Just rest here. That is a lie. That is in fact a massive lie, Kay. Please refrain from lying to people.
We'll have to make good use of this.
Okay, so we're gonna do that, then that. Follow up with this, that, the other thing, the other thing, and then the other thing a couple more times. No, not really. I do not agree with... I really don't agree with that because, I actually, at one point, got very, very close to banning someone who would not stop calling me lady on a day when I was not feeling feminine, and they would not, like, they were trying to change my username, to get me to agree to change my username to something gendered. I came very close to banning that asshole. But... oh dear. That wasn't troll, that was malicious. That was malicious and transphobic. I came close to banning that one, but they left. There's not really a point in banning someone after they leave. Kay, this is not a topic I want to joke about. That person really pissed me off, and it still boils my blood. I had asked them to stop. They kept saying that they were going to call me Iron Lady no matter what. I threatened to ban them, and they left. Yeah. It was... this is my main account. I don't have a second account. And hang on.
No mistakes now.
How could something be a main account if it's never used? You played yourself, Kay.
Very nice.
You played yourself. No, you played yourself. That quote-unquote second account is actually just you doing a troll identity thing. My account follows all of Cosmic Bonfire, so moot point. I have already explained to Nikki and Bats that this quote-unquote second account is actually just you with some identity theft. It's essentially cosplay. Yes. Essentially, yeah. It's not exactly cosplay, because none of you know what I look like outside of my profile pic. But, yeah. You try, but you're actually very bad at that.
Wait right there.
As I've mentioned before, you and I have very different dialects. Actually, Demeter.
This reminds me of Operation Queenslayer.
That is hilarious, that's actually. Don't have enough haze. Don't have enough of that. Not enough haze. I did not forget about it. But speaking of the gifted subs, I was warned after the fact, or after the stream, that there's a chance that that could be a refund scam. So, yeah.
Hello? Is anybody home? Unless it was actually you, which would be really weird, or actually you could have used the alt account. Never mind. What's that?
You could have used your alt account. More conjecture, not rumor.
You're ready.
I messed up. Yeah, we're just gonna rest at the missile. We're just gonna rest. Oh boy, here is where I have to actually start going down every path. I skipped a couple. Wait, what? If I die, I die. I want the blood. I could have sworn I mentioned this with you in chat, Kay, but we're gonna be doing Bloodborne. I mentioned that earlier today.
just gonna go up. If I perish, I perish. But I need this key. We're just gonna escape. Oh dear. Oh my. Nope. Leave me alone. I am running from you. And actually, let's do that. Ah! Where did the second one come from? Hello? Oh, I was still getting chased. What? What do you mean I was still getting chased? Okay. I didn't realize that. We're gonna go to the sandwich room real quick. Oh my. Sorry, Jack. Although, well done. Yeah, I'm actually very quick at getting around in these places. Yeah, seriously. Okay, that one I can't go through yet. Oopsie daisy.
Should be able to survey the area.
Kick that down, even though it doesn't really matter. There really isn't a point in stopping to fight everything in Cathedral.
All else fails.
Actually, no, there's no point in getting that. That's just an Aurora vestige. And I'm killing off Aurora anyway, so there is legitimately no point. Killing off Aurora because, well, I'm fairly certain Jack can probably beat Skull King. I'm not sure if I think he can beat Virgin Born. So I'm going to give him essentially a performance review when I hit Crown of Sand. How I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be doing it this way for all of them. Every single one of my companions is going to wind up getting this same, essentially, performance review. With the exception of Eva, who I know for a fact is capable of defeating the Virgin Born on her own. That one I did test. She's the one that I actually used on my initial companions only. Yep. So there are 3 endings to the game. The first is you kill off everybody. That prevents the true final boss from spawning. The other two endings are you kill off everybody except you kill off at least one successor. If you have a mix, you get the neutral ending. You still fight the true final boss at that point, but it's the quote-unquote neutral ending. It's a return to the status quo. The quote-unquote good ending, the one where you actually save the most amount of people, is acquired by saving every single successor. So, I'll be going for the good ending with Eva, just because I know she can handle the true final boss. But with every other character, I'm going to give them a performance review to see how they stack up and whether I think they can handle it at Crown of Sand. Because Crown of Sand is just outright the last point where you can change what ending you're getting. Once you beat Crown of Sand, your ending is locked in. Oh my! Okay, Jack's doing better than I thought he was going to. But we're still gonna do that. Well, if you want all of the endings, you're gonna have to do 3 playthroughs anyway, because you can't get them all in one. Jack, what are you doing? You missed me running through the rest of Cathedral, essentially.
Let me handle this.
I don't think there is another ending for the DLCs. Oh my. Alright. Why did I do that? I was already at full health. Come on. Turn around and face me. We know your aggro is wonky. Come on, Aurora. Oh my. This is one of the bosses. This is honestly typically the problem boss for these runs. But welcome back, Kay. I see you've missed a few things. Oh, I've soloed this before. I need to go back and solo the DLC bosses, actually. Oh boy. Generally, for challenge runs, I do solo as well. But this is a run where I am literally supposed to be carried because I can't do damage. If I do damage, that means the run has ended. And I have to go back and actually beat all of the DLC bosses like that. Oh my. Come on, Jack, this is doable. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Ah, no! Okay, we're actually getting close. This is doable, Jack. Come on. I'm just gonna heal. Come on. Well done, Jack. First try. I am sorry for doubting you. Although I am definitely worried about Gilded Hunter. I am definitely worried about Gilded Hunter. And I did not collect all of your stuff, so I can't revive you, so we're just walking past. Yeah, companions definitely help make the game better for people who are just starting. Once you've played a few times, they're not exactly necessary. Although, interestingly enough... So, one of the things I've mentioned before is that aggro in this game is essentially random. That is my biggest gripe. Honestly. With the companion system. Because they don't have normally in a game, the boss or whatever it is you're fighting will aggro onto the person who's doing the most damage or has something specifically that draws aggro away from the other characters. However, this game does not function like that. It is entirely up to chance who, whatever it is you're fighting, targets. I've had situations where my partner was wailing on a certain infamous duo boss.
Would you look at that?
And I was off in a corner healing, doing absolutely nothing. And again, this was actually on a I'm the help run.
Wait right there.
And then suddenly, out of nowhere, both Bladebearer and Cannoneer just rushed me. Just out of nowhere, they decided my partner wasn't worth it and they were going after me.
We're making progress.
I genuinely don't know what's up with that, but it essentially means... actually, it was Inner Tower, I believe. Yeah, that is how it goes. That is how it goes. There is no rhyme or reason to this game's aggro system. You just kind of have to deal with it. That is something I never would have actually found out if it wasn't for the fact that I did a support-only run. And that's part of the reason I love doing gimmick runs. I just think gimmick runs are neat. And they also teach you things about the game that you wouldn't have known beforehand. That said, I think completing the first act of the game is a good enough spot to end the first stream of the challenge run. If you're interested in anything I've done up until this point, you can check out my YouTube channel. I try to upload stuff same day. That hasn't been working out lately. And I group my runs by playlist so they're easier to find. If you're interested in seeing my announcements, I post them to my stories here on Twitch, to YouTube, and currently also to Instagram. If you'd like to see my clips in an easier fashion, I post them to YouTube, currently to TikTok, and currently to Instagram, though the TikTok might be going away. Links to all of that are in the chat now. If you don't want to check any of that out, however, that is perfectly fine, up to you. If you've made it this far and are curious to see where I go from here, why not drop a follow? It takes but one button press, and you can always change your mind if you decide my content isn't for you. I'm hoping to hit 200 followers by the end of the year, and once I hit 200 followers, I will start actually putting up polls for what people want to see for my next challenge run. I feel like once I hit 200 people, then we're actually going to have people voting on these polls, so... Oh, for... Okay. We just talked about this. We talked about this, Kay. We have spoken. You were told. Tomorrow we'll be going through the Ridge of Frozen Souls. Considering the pace we're already at, unless something walls... Considering the pace we've set, I'm willing to bet that we're actually going to hit Crown of Sand tomorrow. Unless something absolutely walls us, we'll be hitting Crown of Sand tomorrow. If anything is going to wall us, I'm willing to bet it's going to be Gilded Hunter. Wednesday, I'll be starting a Bloodborne run with Magnifico. We'll be doing a challenge run there. He is only allowed to use trick weapons. I am only allowed to use firearms. Let's see if we can beat the entire game in co-op. On Thursday and Friday, I'm going to be going back to the Night Witch. And honestly, considering I'm not going to be having any streams next Thursday and Friday because of my cousin's wedding, and the fact that we're going to be driving to New York, or, well, New York City. I live in New York State. There is no feasible way that I'm going to be having... There is absolutely no way I'm going to be able to stream those days. Depending on when we're going to be getting... Or, depending on when we're going to get going, I might not even be able to stream Wednesday. I'm going to have to double check that. Or, next Wednesday. But, yeah, so this Thursday and Friday, the Night Witch. If I can't beat the final boss, I'm just going to call it on that, because I don't want to come back to a run that I'm at the end of when or after of missing a week. I'm just gonna throw in the towel and get the quote-unquote bad end. I am not. Next week is a special case. I'm going to need the weekend. I am genuinely going to need the weekend. We're going... I hate cars, and I'm going to be spending pretty much most of... or well, a good chunk of Wednesday and most of Friday in the back of a car. I'm going to need some time to chill. Those are unfortunately going to be 2 streams that I just outright miss. Sometimes it happens, it's regrettable. Well, I will at the very least be streaming Monday and Tuesday. You're literally only getting quote-unquote cheated out of 2 or 3 days. I stream often enough that it's regrettable. But... next weekend is going to be absolutely insane. Or, well, not next weekend, but next week is going to be absolutely insane. I'm going to need to rest. But regardless of whether I actually beat the final boss of the Night Witch on Friday, I'm going to call it there. And on the Thursday, after I get back from my cousin's wedding, I will be picking up Goblin Vike. That one should be pretty interesting because it is supposedly a thief simulator. Or thief/shop simulator. Steal things from dungeons and then sell them to adventurers. Again, not my typical thing, but looked like it could be fun. So... yeah, Goblin Vike, you become a thug, essentially. That's what I'll be starting after Night Witch. Oh my. Twitch just did something weird. We're going to ignore that and move on. Who are we going to be raiding? Alright, it's between Corrado and Melee. I think I'll raid and run because I have absolutely no interest in Final Fantasy VII, but a lot of people do, so we're going to raid Corrado. Again, he's playing Final Fantasy VII. Stay tuned if you're interested in that. But, that said, happy time zones, everyone. And I hope you all have an excellent day.